Hey guys, Amanda here. I am standing in the middle of my closet. And so just to kind of give you a quick layout of my closet is shaped like an L. And so we are in this portion of my closet, which the shoe shelf is basically here. And then you've got one door here and then one door on the end. So the rest of my closet is behind me and to my right. And also, excuse my nails, I peeled off the gel nail last night. And then to give you a little bit of another idea, this door is to my laundry room and this door is to my master bath. So this is just one way that you can get into my laundry room, and it's kind of inconvenient to have two doors in my closet, but it's also really, really nice to have that extra entry to the laundry room. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I want to start on this door, which is my laundry room door. And so you can see that I have both of my Neverfulls on here. So I've got my Neverfull GM here, and I've got this coat hook that I just bought at like Home Depot or something. And I have the two straps on the very, very top hook. And then inside I do carry one large piece of air paper. And this is huge. I got it from my essay at the Saks Louis Vuitton location. And I love this piece because if the door does go to flatten or anything or crush, it doesn't actually crush the bag. So I do like that. And I also like hanging the Neverfulls this way. I feel like it keeps the strap shape. And even though I can't wait for this one to get a little bit casual and kind of slouchy, I don't know, there's something about keeping the handles new, which is kind of nice. And then below that I have my Neverfull MM in the bean, and I basically have it hung the same way. I have the two straps on top of each other, and then I do have some air paper inside for the same exact reason. But again, I just love having these hanging from these hooks. I just really, really like having them accessible. And then over here is where my shoe shelf. So you've got my Retiro here, and you can see on all of the bags that I keep on my shelf, I fold their dust bags into a really nice square or whatever the shape of the footprint of the bag. And so I have the Retiro here. Because this one keeps its shape really, really well, I do not have anything inside of it. The only thing inside of there is its strap. You can kind of see it. It's really, really dark inside this bag because it's black. But I just make sure that it's not touching the wall in the back and not touching the wall in the side. You don't want to get any of that color paint transfer. The next bag is my Alma PM, the Vernis Noir Magnetica. Same thing. I have it on its dust bag, folded up really, really nicely. It's not touching the wall in the back, and there's no air paper or anything inside of this one because it keeps its shape so well as well. And then the next bag on this shelf is my Petite Noe. Again, you can see the dust bag is folded just below it. Now, I do keep air paper in this one, so I'm going to bring it off the shelf, and I'm just going to show you really quickly. And so you can see that I do put the strap, I invert the strap so that it keeps its kind of roundish shape. And I try to push the buckles in as much as possible. And then I do fill it to the brim because I want it to keep its shape as much as possible. And then I also keep it stored with the tie. I don't always keep it stored with the tie, but I don't think that really matters. But you know, right now I happen to be keeping it stored with the tie, which most of the time I do. And then again, it has its spot there. And one of the reasons why I like having and keeping these dust covers there is because when I'm using my bag, the dust covers is basically holding its place. Then the next shelf, I have my Speedy 30s. The first Speedy I have is my bean. And again, you can see that I have it on its dust cover. It's not touching the wall on the side, and it's not touching the wall in the back. And I used to keep air paper in my Speedies. I no longer do, though I do recommend keeping air paper in your Speedies when they're brand new to make sure that they get the correct shape that you want. My 3 Speedies have the shape that I want, and so I started not putting air paper in them just out of convenience. And so I'm not saying I won't put air paper back in them. I do keep air paper for extra, but they do not have air paper in them. Again, make sure they're not touching the wall on the sides, not touching the wall in the back. You can get paint transfer on your bags, especially the canvas, if they sit for too long and they're touching against that paint. Humidity, things like that. Another reason why I do keep my bags out and no dust cover is because I do not have a window in my closet, guys. If I had a window in my closet, I might keep them in dust bags, but because I don't have a window in my closet, I do not have to. Okay, now on this door, we have my quick go-to bags. I still have 2 hooks on here, but they're side by side instead of on top of each other. And you can see I've got the favorite strap here. I've got my pouchette, mini pouchette here, and then my never full pouchette on this one. And I do not keep air paper in these 2, but I do keep air paper in this one. I want to just make sure it keeps its shape and so it doesn't get smushed or anything. And I like having my quick go-to handbags here if I'm just going to run out the door for a quick errand, grocery store or whatnot. I love having them accessible and right there. I just grab them off that hook and grab and go. And then those are my 2 Louis Vuitton belts. The other thing that I wanted to mention to you guys is kind of how I go in and out of my bags on a regular basis. And I have this little bucket right here, and you can see it's got 4 of my 5 necessities. I've got my pouchet accessoire, my zippy wallet, my makeup bag, and then right now I'm using my Pleae as my key pouch, or as my key holder. And then I also have a little mini umbrella right here. On this dresser right here that you can kind of see, this one right here, I do have a sunglass tray, and so those are 4, and then the sunglasses would be my 5th, and then of course it's a rainy day. I always keep that there. So basically what it looks like in the morning when I get dressed is I pick my clothes up, I get dressed, and then I grab my shoes and I grab my bag. Then I come over here to the bucket, I grab my 4 necessities, an umbrella if I need it, I grab my sunglasses from the top of the dresser, and then I'm out the door. When I get home, I basically do that exact thing, but in the opposite way. I take my clothes off, put my shoes back on the shelves, or if I'm wearing boots or something else, I put them back behind me. I take everything out of my bag and I put it here in the bucket. I put my sunglasses back on the tray, and then I put my bag back where it belongs, whether it belongs on one of the hooks, belongs on the shelf, or it belongs over here. And so that's basically my storage collection, guys. It's a really easy setup. Like I said, I do not have a window in here, so I'm able to keep everything out. I'm not concerned about it at all. I do have an AC vent in here. I think I have 2 of them in here. But it's just a really, really easy setup. I find that when my bags are accessible and available and I can see them, I use them more often. And I love this setup of the buckets. I don't carry anything individually because everything has its kind of place. It's really easy for me to grab these things, grab some sunglasses and throw them in a bag, and then do the opposite whenever I come home for the evening. But I love having everything out and about. So basically I put air paper in this one, and this one, and this one. Everything else here, and then of course those 2 do not have air paper. I might start putting air paper back again in those. Actually, I'm going to try to find pillows for these. I've heard IKEA has them, but for now they are empty. But let me just give you a real quick overview of my shelf. So those 2 used to have shoes on them. I did do a clean out about 6 months ago. I got rid of 30, yes, 30, about 30 pairs of shoes. And now I just put some boxes and stuff out there for decor. It's so difficult to get up there. I have to have a ladder. And then so you can just see some high heel, some more high heels, bags and shoes, more high heels. These are Tory Burch. All these are, everything on this shelf is Tory Burch. And then just some sandals. I'm missing a couple of sandals there. Who knows where they're at. And then just, those are my golf shoes, some casual tennis shoes, Toms. And then I also have shoes back behind me. If you guys want a full closet tour, I'll be more than happy. But just being honest, my closet's not all that. I've just worked really well with what I have. But I'd be more than happy to do a closet tour if you wish. But that is my handbag collection, guys. If you have any questions or I missed anything, just let me know. But there it is. Like I said, I've just worked with what I've gotten. I haven't had anything custom done except the shoe shelf. That was, my husband did that for me. But everything else is, I've just kind of really worked with what I've got. But you guys have a good day. Please like if you enjoyed this video. Please comment and please subscribe. I really, really appreciate it, guys. I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.